Hey guys, it's Tom. Welcome back to the channel. It's time for another monthly update of my dividend portfolio. We're gonna look at the numbers from September, which dividends I received, how the portfolio was performing, and a year-over-year comparison or monthly comparison of all my dividends. We're gonna look at some stats. So let's cut the noise and jump right in. Hey guys, it's Dom. Welcome back to the channel where I'm documenting my realistic journey to hitting 100k invested in my stocks portfolio, one dividend at a time. Every month I share what I earned and the progress that has been made. If you are on your own investing path or just love seeing portfolios grow brick by brick, I'm glad you found your way here. So drop a comment and let me know how your portfolio did last month. I always love hearing your wins. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and join the journey so we can build wealth together. Before we jump into my portfolio, I quickly wanna say that I started a new series on this channel because dividends are not my only passive income stream I'm building at the moment. I have several others and I started a series about all my income streams. And you can see monthly updates there as well, how they will develop. If you're interested, check it out. And now to the portfolio. The portfolio sits at 26,200 euros at the moment. We are still recovering from the tariff dip at the beginning of the year, while in US dollars we are already back at all-time highs. In euros the charts look a bit different. That's due to the slightly weaker dollar at the moment. But yeah, as you can see, we're climbing back. If we look at the top movers of my portfolio, still Microsoft the king with over 70%. Kroger also pretty good. Google is catching up, 30%. Yeah, Robinhood, I just bought a little position. I will just trade this one, probably sell for a profit pretty soon again, because this is mainly a dividend portfolio, and I will add growth stocks to my options portfolio I'm also building at the moment. Yeah, and then my two credit card companies, Visa and MasterCard, also always performing good. Let's look at the losers. Of course, UPS. I pretty much lost hope in this one. I think they lost the game to their competitors, mainly Amazon. Louis Vuitton still down 27%, although they slightly recovered lately. Yeah, these are just my two income ETFs. They're not down too much and I just bought them for income anyways, so I'm not looking for a great performance. Yeah, Realty Income and Procter & Gamble, probably stocks I'm gonna sell pretty soon too. Due to tax reasons, I get taxed from the US and then from Austria again, so it doesn't make sense to get double taxed. So all the single stocks will go at some point. If you wanna know my positions, here's a quick overview. My two JP Morgan ETFs are my highest positions at the moment, my biggest positions. Then Google and Microsoft, because they had such good runs. But my Vanguard ETFs are catching up. I'm buying them weekly, so slowly over time they should make the way up. And then Amazon, MasterCard, Visa, and from down here probably these positions will go into in the future. Most of them I don't like anymore really much, like Johnson & Johnson, Coca-Cola. They are steady payers, but not the performance monsters you would want. And also due to tax reasons, like I said before. So I'm pretty much concentrating on this upper part here, down to Visa probably. That's the core I want to keep going forward. But now I'd say we jump into the dividends. In September, I received 9 dividend payments in total. First one came from Kroger. I received €2.84. Looking at the performance, they had a pretty good year, up 11%, but currently they're a bit below the average. Looking at year to date, you can see that they are down. Looking at my holdings, I hold 13 shares of Kroger. I'm up 37% with them, and so far I received €35 in dividends from Kroger. Next payment came from Visa. I received €1.79, which brings my total to €4.63. Looking at the performance over the last year, they are up 16%, and year to date they are slightly down 4%. If we're looking at my holding, I'm up 13%, although they recently dropped a bit, so pretty good. I own 5 shares of Visa, and so far I received €14.82 in dividends. Then UPS paid me a dividend. The amount was €3.75, which brings my September total to €8.38. Yeah, the performance is pretty hard to look at. Over the last year they are down 40%, and also year to date 40%. Not looking too good for them. You could say buy the fear, but I think we are past that point for this one. At least for me it's that way. Looking at my holding, I'm also down 46%, so even worse. I own 3.6 shares, so luckily not too big of a position, only €260 at this point. I think I started with about €500. They paid me almost €43 in dividends so far. Next one was a bit higher finally. So one of my JP Morgan ETFs, the global version, they paid me €16.57, which brings my total to €24.95. Over the last year they are down 7%, year to date 8%. My position is down almost 3%, so not too bad. I own almost 134 shares, and so far they paid me €95 in dividends. So in total, with dividends included, I'm in the plus already. On the same day, of course, the other JP Morgan fund paid me, the one that tracks the Nasdaq 100. JEPQ paid me €25, which brings my total to almost €50 for September. Over the last year they are down 4.5%, and year to date 10%, but they're slowly recovering. My position is down only 5%, and I already received €138 in dividends total for 168 shares. This is my biggest position at the moment. I just love their monthly dividend, and I will continue to build that up. Next payment came from Johnson & Johnson. They paid me €2.96, which brings my total to €52.92. Johnson & Johnson is up almost 6% over the last year. Year to date, they're already up 11%. Pretty good year for them. My holding is up 5.5% for my 3.6 shares. And so far they paid me €29 in dividends, but this one I will sell pretty soon. Next payment came from one of my favorite companies, Microsoft. They paid me €2.78, bringing my total to €55.70. Looking at the performance over the last year, they are up 13.7%. Year to date, they are up 8%. I'm up with my position 72%, so really good. They are performing like crazy. I own 5.4 shares, and so far they paid me €35 in dividends. And although I also have to pay US withholding tax for this one, I'm not gonna sell this. This is mainly a growth stock plus a dividend growth stock. So although I have to pay taxes, the dividends will grow like crazy. And also the performance has still, or the share price has still so much growth potential. It's not even funny. And also one of my favorite companies, as I said. So this one's gonna stay in the portfolio. All right, my only remaining REIT, Realty Income, because I already sold VG earlier this year. They paid me €3.58, bringing my total to €59.28. Performance-wise, it's not looking too good at the moment. They are down 8% over the last year. Year to date, they're pretty flat, 0.5%. So you can see they are slowly recovering a little bit. Looking at my holding, share price is down 2.8% for my 27 shares I own. So far they paid me €141 in dividends. With dividends included, I'm in the green with this one. Last but not least, my Alphabet Google paid me €1.81, bringing my September total to €61.09. So over €60, that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Taking into consideration that my average over the last 12 months was €50, so that's above average. I'll take it. And my Google position is similar to my Microsoft. This is still a lot of growth, as well as for the share price and for the dividend. So I'm keeping this one. This is currently my third largest position after my JP Morgan funds. And they performed like crazy over the last year. They're up 40%. Year to date, up 13%. My holding is up 30% at the moment. I own 14 shares of this giant and so far received €9.85 in dividends. Looking at my total dividends for this portfolio so far, I received €1,045. So we crossed the 1K mark in total dividends received. Great milestone. I love it. If we look at accumulated dividends year over year, you can see September 24, we were at €285 and now we are already over €500 for this year. So the progress is really great. The gap between the lines is getting bigger and bigger each year. The snowball is growing. Let's look at the monthly comparison. Here you can also see each year, every month, the dividends get higher. July was my best month so far with €130. And now in September, in 23 we were at €10, then 1 year later at €40, and this year we're already at €61 for September. And compared to last year, you can see here we are already up 23%, but still 3 months to go. So this will climb a lot higher. Maybe we can crack the 50% mark. Yeah, I'm already looking forward to October. As you can see, compared to September last year, it was a bit higher. So this year should also be higher because the 2 Vanguard ETFs are supposed to pay in October too. So yeah, can't wait to see how much we get next month. But that's it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I see you on the next one. Bye bye.